Hi, I'm Paul Stevens with Cottage Craftworks, and today we're going to talk about the scrapers on the White Mountain ice cream freezer dashers. They were originally wood. They are no longer available. So what we do have is the Immergood replacement ones that will work on this with some modification. We want to show you that. We also have the complete stainless steel Immergood dashers if you wanted to replace that. These are for the 6-quart only. So if you notice, keep in mind that these screws were loose, and that's on a purpose so that when the dasher is turning, it will scrape against your can. Eventually they get wore down to where it's not scraping evenly, and then you got uneven ice cream wear. So the Immergood 6-quart is like the White Mountain. In fact, a lot of the parts will cross over. This dasher paddle will match up with one hole. You will have to drill the second hole, and I've taken a drill and I've matched that up, and it matches up into my drill as a 7/64 size. That's very important because if you get a hole too big, then that screw would have to fall out and get into Uncle Tom's ice cream, and we surely don't want to do that. In fact, when you pull the dasher out, it's always good to check that your screws are in there. If you notice that these are loose, and that's the way it needs to go back, and then also the direction also needs to be the same on each side. One other important factor is if you get that blade up too high, it'll hit on that cleat that holds the can lid. So you want to make sure that you mimic. And the reason that's holding is I didn't have it all the way down onto the dasher stud. See, that needs to clear. So when you cut this, make sure it's the same length and cut on that. What happened over the years is the Amish kind of got frustrated with the quality of the White Mountain freezers, so they started making their own parts. And that's why a lot of these Immergood freezers will fit the 6-quart White Mountain freezers, except they're just not making the wood blades for them. Okay, so same principle on the 4-quart is that you want to match up the one screw hole to match, and then you're going to have to cut the edges off and re-drill the hole for the second screw. And you can use a chop saw, you can use a hacksaw, but you know, it's got to be cut pretty straight. So maybe your miter box saw to cut that off, but then you want to deburr it and take off with a little bit of sanding paper.